Alrighty, howdy folks, this is Jake here, and I have a lot of Blu-rays in my collection. Obviously, I like to talk about Blu-rays, and I just like to talk about movies a lot, and today I had an interesting idea. I could do a top 10 movies, but I'm going to do that at the end of the year anyway, as far as 2018, and worst movies as far as 2018, so I'm going to do that yearly anyway, and I'm sure somewhere down the line I'll end up doing a top 10 in general, just what my top 10 movies are. But I thought it'd be fun today to go through my top 10 Blu-rays in my own collection because it kind of gives you an overview of not only the movie itself and what I'm interested in, but kind of the quality of the Blu-ray itself, some of the features that are added, the actual quality, how does it look on the screen, and, some stuff like that. But overall, I thought that'd be a fun idea, but let's get right into it. Alrighty, to start off, number 10, we have John Wick. I could have went with John Wick 2, and there's going to be a lot of movies like that on this list where there's like, I could have gone with a different one. There's several sequels and stuff, but of course I just went with the original one. They both look incredible on whatever screen you're using. If you can at least get up to even 720, but if you can get up to 1080, holy crap, this movie looks awesome. Every scene, if you haven't seen it, there are scenes choreographed with music. The action scenes are flawless. Keanu Reeves is just such a badass that it makes for such an amazing action movie. And then to add on to the Blu-ray features where you can watch like commentary discussing how they filmed the scenes and actually watching how they filmed it and everything, it's so cool. And I couldn't recommend this one enough. Alrighty, for number 9 we have the Lego Batman movie. Again, I could have went with the original Lego movie for this one, but this one, in my opinion, is much more artistically interesting to look at. I think that the Gotham universe they built up is really awesome, and watching all the Lego bricks move in this like amazing quality is so mesmerizing. I remember the first time I watched both Lego movies back to back on Blu-ray for the first time. Absolutely incredible experience. It's like watching it for the first time in theaters again. It's so awesome. And if you can get it on like a big 1080p 4K television, obviously, unless you have a 4K Blu-ray, it's not going to make much of a difference. But you know what I mean. On a big ass screen, get some popcorn, a little candy, because you got to mix the sweet with the salty. You can't just have salty. Excuse me. Especially if no drinking it. If you're no drinking it, you can't go without some sweet. You gotta get your mouth moving. You know what I'm talking about? But overall, this and the Lego movie are absolutely incredible movies in general, and the Blu-rays are awesome. Seeing all the cast members talk about everything, Will Arnett is Batman, Chris Pratt is Emmett in the original Lego movie. It's so fun to watch all their commentaries and all their interviews and stuff, so I can't recommend these ones enough as well. Alrighty, folks, for number 8 we have House of a Thousand Corpses from Rob Zombie. I picked this movie because even the Blu-ray keeps that gritty, kind of like almost sandy look to it, where it all just looks really dirty and run down, like the way a House of a Thousand Corpses should look. If you haven't seen this movie, very sadistic. The first in Rob Zombie's three trilogy. He's coming out with three from Hell here pretty quick, and after this movie came The Devil's Rejects. So overall, all three of these movies are very gritty and just kind of gross and, above the line, way over where anyone's kind of like sanity would take them. So to make these movies on Blu-ray still keep that, they didn't clean them up, they didn't try to make it so Hollywood, they kept it very Rob Zombie-esque. And if you've seen Rob Zombie movies, even his Halloween remakes and everything like that, he always has that brutal, realistic, like right in your face kind of feel. And these Blu-rays keep that exceptionally well. So to see the quality amped up while still keeping that kind of like low budget, simple horror style is absolutely incredible. Alrighty, folks, for number 7, I have another one that I wanted to say keeps that same horror-esque low budget quality while still ranking up the quality onto Blu-ray standards, and that's Ghostbusters. Again, could have picked Ghostbusters too because they both have that kind of grainy look to it, but went with the original. Just a bigger fan of it. Most people are. I would always, I'm not sure if they actually have it on Blu-ray, but I would love to check out if they have the real Ghostbusters, because I absolutely love that cartoon. They have it on like Netflix and shit like that, so you can watch it, but I'd love to see it on Blu-ray standard quality. But again, just like the Rob Zombie movies, these are boosted up into quality, into that 1080p, amazing to look at range, where the scene wherever Slimer runs at Venkman for the first time, you slimed me, absolutely awesome, because you get to see it all like dripping off of him. You can see it almost like shining off like a sweat particle. It's absolutely awesome. And to see Slimer for the first time running at you in full quality is so awesome. He's so like terrifying but funny looking, and it's like the first time you saw Slimer as a kid again, and it's so cool. And as for bonus features, there is so much here. There, going into how they made the sets and how they made the props and how they made the actual ghosts, how they made the outfits. They go into everything in here. And again, right on the back, mastered in 4K. So if you got a big bad boy TV, you can enjoy the hell out of Ghostbusters like it was the first time again. Number 6, we have Doctor Strange. Now, this movie blew me away the first time I saw it, and I watched it on Netflix. I skipped it in theaters. I just thought, Doctor Strange. I'm not huge into the comic books. I read some comics. Mostly I read Walking Dead, honestly, so I'm not even like Marvel. But I read like Spider-Man, Batman, shit like that. But I never was one for Doctor Strange. Similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't give that a chance in theaters either. Both are like some of the best Marvel movies out there. And this movie tripped my mind out. All the scenes of all the buildings colliding into each other and moving because of the magic warping into each other. It's insane. And if you haven't checked this movie out just at all, you need to get out and check it out. But the Blu-ray, if you want your mind warped, it's like being on drugs watching this movie in HD in the insane Blu-ray quality that they give you. And Marvel is so good at Blu-rays. They keep the home screen always moving with something interesting to look at. Again, Guardians of the Galaxy is a huge plus. But I chose this one because the quality is so much more immense and obvious. Even though Guardians is in space and you get to see all that, the fact that they can turn a simple gray city into something immaculate through Blu-ray, and it's basically like seeing it on a movie screen again with how insane the quality is. Especially, we have a huge 4K downstairs, and that's where a lot of these should be enjoyed, and it's just awesome. The extras, again, because it's Marvel, as I mentioned, they're really awesome with Blu-rays. They kept it really packed, jam-packed full of shit to look at. Again, just like Ghostbusters, they go really into set design, how all the characters work, how they trained all the actors to do all the martial arts and stuff. Really interesting to look at, and again, gotta rank this one like a full 10. Doctor Strange, check it out. Alright, number 5, and I may be cheating on this one a bit, but I don't care. I'm gonna do all 3 of the Planet of the Apes movies, the newer ones, because each of them is so similar in a way that ranking one above the other is kind of weird. I guess I would say that, War for the Planet of the Apes is the newest, so that one looks the best, so I guess I'd put that one as far as quality goes, but each of them has their own set of features and all that's very interesting and set to its own movie, so depending on which one you like the most. Personally, I'm actually a fan of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I love that connection between James Franco and the monkey. It's so cute but wholesome, and then whenever he finally turns on him, you feel that bond almost broken as well, like you're there because you see this whole movie of them growing up together. But I'm not going to get into a whole review of the Planet of the Apes, but all 3 movies are so special in their own way, and you literally get to see the rise and fall of the Planet of the Apes with these people and apes coming together. It's awesome, but this whole trilogy is cool as far as movies go. The extras are amazing. And again, the quality, these movies have the best CGI of all, just of all time. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. As far as new age movies go, I believe this has the best like full CGI. I still think that something like Jurassic Park, where they mix CGI with practical effects, will always look the best. But as far as full motion capture CGI goes, these monkeys look awesome. And when you see it on Blu-ray, all remastered in the best quality possible, you'll be agreeing with me in no time. Alright, number 4, as if I haven't talked about it on my channel enough, Cabin in the Woods. Such a cool movie. I've talked about it in depth with an analysis review. I wrote like 10 pages on it. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it in the description. But one of the best movies of all time. And to see it in Blu-ray is the way you need to see it. Because especially the scene where you see all the monsters in their cube containment units, you need to see it in Blu-ray quality because you get to see every monster. You get to see the ones way in the back that normally you wouldn't think that you'd ever see. But you can see just them poking their little heads out, and it's so cool. For that reason alone, I had to put it this high up. The quality, seriously, it's what this movie needed. When they go in the basement, you see so many more of the artifacts. This movie is so rewatchable, especially on Blu-ray. Not to see all the references, but there is so much that you will not notice without the Blu-ray. The quality brings everything to a 10. And then not to mention, like I've said, the deleted scenes on Blu-rays are generally pretty kick-ass. This has some of the best you'll ever see. If you wanted to see about the random ghost character you never knew was in the background, oh, they'll tell you all about it. If you wanted to know how they shot all the cube scenes and all that, tell you all about it. It's actually where I got a lot of the footage for my in-depth review, is through all the deleted scenes. There's so much jam-packed in this movie. This movie alone is a 10 out of 10. The Blu-ray is like, it brings it up to like a 20 out of 10. It's absolutely awesome. And it's still only 4th on this list, so 3 more badass films to go. Number 3 is a movie I've also reviewed on my channel already, but gotta bring it back. It's one of the best. Rocky. They restored the shit out of this movie in the best way possible. Just like I mentioned earlier with like Rob Zombie and all that, they kept the grainy, low-budget feeling while still bringing the quality and restoration up to it's a T. It's so perfect. When you see these punches collide, you see like the little ripples in their face when they get punched. You see every bit of spit and blood spurt out of their mouths. You see every bit of effort put into every frame of this movie, and it's the way it was meant to be seen. It's awesome. And the deleted scenes are awesome again. To see how they filmed all these fights in the arena and everything is so cool. It's not later in Rocky, like, where they have the actual sportscasters and stuff, so it is still just acting, but the immense work and training that Sylvester Stallone went into to make this movie is crazy. Just the meat punching scene alone, he flattened his hand out. His actual fist he flattened because of how many times he punched the meat. So to this day, Sylvester Stallone makes a completely perfect fist. It's insane to think about that he did that all for this film, this was his child. This film was his baby, and goddamn is it awesome. The deleted scenes, the extras are amazing, and the Blu-ray restoration brought this up to an absolute phenomenal, flawless, godlike movie. So, if you haven't already checked out Rocky, check it out. And if you can, definitely get the Blu-ray version. And if you're wondering, I got this slipcover, this awesome, like, animated slipcover from Walmart. So, check there. That's only $7. Alrighty, number 2 is a controversial one. The original Transformers. And I know, it's Transformers. Already kind of sets a bad taste in most people's mouth. But I actually really like the first Transformers. Maybe it's just nostalgia for me because it came out when I was a kid, and I still liked Revenge of the Fallen when I was a kid, which I can admit now is a bad movie, but I watched this again recently, and I still loved every second of it, and it's a long movie. Usually I can't sit through movies that are like 2.5, pushing it kind of hours, but this one keeps me interested, like Lord of the Rings kind of level keeps me interested. It's awesome. And to see all like the little mechanics on the robots twisting and turning them into the Autobots and Decepticons is so cool. And again, the deleted scenes showing off all the robots, showing how Michael Bay filmed the movie. This is when Michael Bay was still not a total meme and a joke with just explosions everywhere. There is quite a bit of explosions, but even Shia LaBeouf in this movie wasn't a meme yet. He was still a really genuinely good actor. It wasn't before Revenge of the Fall when he started the that's we don't like to talk about Revenge of the Fallen. That movie was pretty bad. I have that on the shelf too. Watch that in my Blu-ray collection. Maybe I'll make a whole Transformers like overview one day, but the original Transformers on Blu-ray, the quality was brought up immensely because these movies are supposed to look as quality and high, like they filmed it as IMAX quality as they could. They really brought that genuine feeling to even the smallest of screens you can watch this on. So I couldn't recommend this one enough. As surprising as that, that's number 2 on my top 10 list is Transformers. Take that for what you will. Alrighty, the one we've all been waiting on, and you can sort of call this one cheating again, but I don't care. The original 3 Star Wars movies. These are awesome on their own. It's Star Wars. Did you really expect it to be something that was like not Star Wars-esque? It's like the most biggest, baddest series of all time. And to see it on Blu-ray, oh my gosh. These insane scenes when they're flying through the Death Star, even just to see all the miniature props flying through space, it's so cool. These movies were meant to be seen in Blu-ray quality. It's like they were restored by George Lucas himself. These were made by the hands of God. And of course, I got them in this nice little trilogy pack, so that's nice. I was able to get them all bundled up like that, because I'm not really one of the big prequel fans. I'm sorry. I just don't see the huge light in it. But to be honest, that's most people. They just kind of flat out hate it. I'm not going to say they're bad outright, but I can see why these are generally more enjoyed, is what I'm saying. But again, there's so much to be found here. The deleted scenes are awesome. Like I said, if you like the miniatures and the models and how they actually made the movie, you're gonna love the deleted scenes. I was watching hours and hours of these movies. I had a whole Star Wars day where I spent hours watching all the deleted scenes and stuff. The commentaries and interviews between all the directors, producers, actors, everybody in between. Everybody just, there was so much talk and love and hype about all these movies that it made for one of the most insane individual Blu-rays and Blu-ray collection packs of all time. And that's why Star Wars, the original trilogy, is my #1 Blu-ray in my collection. Anyway, guys, that's my top 10 Blu-rays in my collection. It's probably bound to change at some point, and if it does, I will definitely keep you up to date, unless it only changes like one. But if I get a whole mess of new Blu-rays, maybe we'll have some new opinions, because like I still haven't even seen Jurassic Park on Blu-ray, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time, so maybe something like that will change up the list. But anyway, until then, this is Silver Sticks signing out. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a great one. Peace.